So this week I'm only recording the Here's How for episode 38 of Threshold FM's Pause for Thought because the show I recorded last week about Mewtwo Strikes Back became a two-parter, but I need a Here's How for it, so I'm going to record the Here's How and a few links for the songs, which you can see there. Hold your screen up against the mirror and you'll be able to get the track list if you're desperate for it. Otherwise, you'll hear me say them anyway. I'm going to record them links as well, and then I'll edit the show. So this week's one is only going to be about 5-10 minutes long at most. So we're gonna crack on. It's time for the Here's How, and this week, here's how to improve your property's value. If you've got a white van or your close neighbours have a white van, have some magnetic signage made before your evaluation that advertises the van as an overpriced Airbnb venue. That way, the valuator will recognise that there's a current market for people that wish to sleep in this area, and instead of deducting 500 quid, they'll potentially add the value. Fuck off. It's all along set up this one. Right, let's have the Here's How. And this week, here's how to improve your property's value. If you've got a white van or one of your close neighbours has got a white van, have some magnetic signage made up before your evaluation that advertises that van as an overpriced Airbnb. Because, that way the evaluator is going to recognise that there's a current market for people that wish to sleep in this area at night time. And instead of deducting 500 quid, they'll potentially add the value of a night in the back of a tranny to your house. Send lots of letters to your local police station, bothering your neighbours' kids for graffiti, vandalism, muggings in the area, because that way the amount of unsolved crimes goes down in the area, in your neighbourhood, on your road and that. And that's going to make your local police look like they're more effective, meaning they've got better statistics, which also means your road is suddenly a better and safer place to live. Before a evaluator comes around, put loads of empty bottles outside the local houses so it looks like there's a local milkman. This will, make them think, oh, how quaint. And it'll add a couple of quid to the value. But do it exactly as I say to all the houses. Don't get lazy in it and just pay a kid to dump a load, because they'll just dump a load outside like 2 fucking houses. And if you put a load of empty glass bottles outside of only a couple houses on your road, the valuator's probably going to think there's something like a fucking leaky gas pipe or something in the area. And then they're going to deduct money from your overall sum. Red's a colour that's used in advertising and marketing, innit? So paint every wall in your house red, outside, inside, ceilings, hard floors, red light bulbs, and red carpets too, if you can afford it, go the whole hog. Make up a couple of fake parcels to leave in your hallway with the addresses on of your neighbours, because that way it'll make it look like a friendly road where everyone trusts each other to look after their post. Record a neighbour getting undressed, then project that footage from your garden onto any neighbour's window who's got light-coloured blinds or curtains drawn, because people will be more willing to pay a little extra for the chance of a little peep show come night time. Either choose, a sexually attractive neighbour, like a good-looking woman or a good-looking man, or one with a good sense of humour, or just a fucking proper weird-looking ugly one. Because if they're pretty fit, right, they'll sell the view for you, obviously, I don't need to explain that one. And if they've got a good sense of humour, they might laugh it off if they do find out. And they may end up hitting it off with your new buyer because they've got something to talk to them about. Or, don't be expecting me to get dressed in front of you all the time. What you doing Saturday? And then, they've potentially got a new relationship, which is difficult when you move into a new area. And it's also, this sort of thing is something that a person who's undergoing a huge life change, like moving house, will be grateful for, that little bit of help. And if they're a weird looking munter, then maybe a buyer might buy the house in the hopes of setting up some sort of weird niche YouTube channel where they think they can film this weird ugly woman across the road getting dressed in a bedroom window every night. Maybe they're going to commentate on it like the voices in Pete said from Pete versus Life. If your valuation's on a sunny day, right, invest in some black cake icing, roll it out, and then use it to hide any double yellows on your road, in the morning. parking can be a massive fucking problem in it on a lot of estates, and the additional area that you could use for vans, coaches, and second-hand ambulances. You know, I don't know what you've got. This might really appeal though to your buyers. You know, if they think they can leave the old van that they used to use when they were younger, but they can't really quite part with it, or the weird camper van that they've got. You know, that they like to park on a hillside every now and then, but now they don't have to park it on a hillside and make the wife suspicious of why they're always going off to the moors in that fucking van. Now they can leave the van outside the house and sort of repair that relationship they've started to destroy with the wife. You know what I mean? You're helping them as well. If you've got a couple of scruffy neighbours, right, sneak into their gardens in the night time and remove, you know, the old couches, trim the grass and the hedges, you know, all before the sun rises and before your valuer comes at 10 in the morning. If you buy new carpets, right, double the amount you need and just double it over when you lay it, like fold it into itself. That way, the new buyer can get 2 lifetimes out of the same carpet if they need to. Moving house, right, that's expensive enough anyway, innit? Most people are aware of this, and carpets are fucking well there, like, especially to first-time buyers as well, when they've had to take out all these unexpected costs, because, you know, it's your first time buying a house and you might have not thought, oh, I thought it'd only cost this much to do that, but actually it's cost double. And also, you know, there's the chance to acknowledge your home's new USP, you know, because now you can effectively raise the ceiling in a room, because people love a lofty room. And plus, if you can be to the evaluator, you know, oh, you came last year and I've managed to actually increase the ceiling height by 2 inches, does that give me anything for a bit of extra volume of space in the room? You know, get a bit of a couple extra quid there, you know. For those of you that can't pick up the sounds, who aren't watching this on the Patreon video, I just rub my thumb and fingers together as if that's going to get picked up. Add a fake door to a wall outside your house, a small door in it, like a hatch, and then seal the edges, right, by welding it to an also fake frame and attach that to your house wall, because this might intrigue a buyer into buying your house off you and potentially giving you a higher offer than what you've asked for or what you would think you would get for it, because their curiosity is purely getting the better of them and they can't help themselves but wonder, oh my god, what's in that door they've never managed to get into? I could get into that well easily with this fucking pair of bolt cutters or angle grinder that I've got, because, you know, I'm well to do because I'm in the building game. And that's the end of this week's Here's How. Oh, audio dropouts, man. Fucking irritating. How many and where? I hope it wasn't when I was making shit up. So what do we think, guys? There's someone watching on YouTube. There's a couple people watching here on TikTok as well. Where was this? Oh, you're right, guys. So that was the Here's How. I'm gonna sort out these audio dropouts now, if I can. You know, don't be expecting me to get dressed in front of you all the time. What you doing Saturday? You know, and then you know, this sort of thing is something that a person who's undergoing a huge life change like me. We can probably just cut that down there. Little Patreon exclusive for people there, you know. You heard it before the edit, guys. You know, don't be expecting me to get dressed in front of you all the time. What you doing Saturday? You know, and then you know, this sort of thing is something that a person. You know, and then what you doing Saturday? You know, this sort of thing is something that a person who's undergoing a huge life change, like moving house, will be grateful for. You know, that little bit of help. And if they're a weird looking monster. They are. So that's the Here's How sorted. So then now what we're going to do is we need some song links potentially, because I'm not sure if I put them in the thing. Oh, guys, as well, new thing now up on me Redbubble. by someone who watches the live streams, me, on TikTok all the time. She did me a picture of me wriggler, which sounds awful to say. But she did, she drew me wriggler. And that's now on my Redbubble. You can get that. She's happy for me to sell it. Her Instagram is at Spider Soda Pop with underscores between each word. If you're a regular on the TikTok streams, you might see her talking tomorrow. I need. Right, now how the fuck do we go to the beginning? There we go. Might not need these, but I might as well do them because then I don't need to come back and do them again. Alright, let's have a song. This is Serious by Joe Budden and Joel Ortiz. Seems as good a point as any to have a song. This is Prevention by Mike Righteous. Here's one that I reckon you've heard but can never remember the name to. This is New York by Angel Hayes. Let's have a song. This is Nana Crib by Sue Surf with G Herbo and Mozzie. And there we go, guys. Fucking, that's ready. That's done. Oh, she was just in the stream, guys. She just missed it. I was just telling people, if you're there, Jess, I was just telling people that your stuff's on my Redbubble now. Oh, we need an intro as well, guys. We need an intro to the show. So, oh, fuck, where do we leave off? Right, so, you're right, guys. Oh, let's that was a bit fucking, a bit manic, wasn't it? Fuck me. You alright? I'm the world around you, and this is Pause for Thought on Threshold FM. And now we're going to pick up where we left off last week, and if you can remember where we left off last week, you're a better man than I. But I think that we were probably about 10 or 15 minutes into Mewtwo Strikes Back, the remastered version. So here's Mewtwo Strikes Back again. We'll just pick up where we left off. I honestly can't remember where we left off, but I'm sure it's not going to make a difference, is it? We're not worried about what's going on in the film. We're more worried about the lessons in the film. What's this film teaching us? Well, what was it teaching us when we were kids, and what's it going to be used to teach kids now in this remaster? How are they using this to manipulate your kids' minds? We'll just fucking jump back into it, eh? They are. How are they using this to manipulate your kids' minds? As you can see, it's a bit of one that's got, really gotten under my skin because I've gone at this. I recorded what you're hearing in a minute all in one go with last week's, and that took me about an hour and a half of just pure ranting. So this is, as you can see, something that obviously it must mean something to me somewhere. And yeah, so we're just gonna pick up with where we left off. Yeah. Right then, there we go. That's it, guys. That's that. I'll go and edit that down into the recording from last week because I couldn't play. Well, I think it worked out about 2 hours long, the other one. So I'm gonna go. Thanks for being a Patreon subscriber. You'll only be seeing this if you are a Patreon subscriber in about 10 minutes time from when this goes out, because I still haven't worked out how to only stream to only Patreon subscribers. I think to do that I would need another computer or something, because I can't honestly work that out. So if you're watching this and you're not a Patreon subscriber, and you've enjoyed it, maybe, be a Patreon subscriber. Chuck us a quid, chuck us £3. I don't mind if you only chuck us a quid. Like, there's other people only chucking me a quid. If Imagine if fucking 50 of you chuck me a quid a month between each, not between you, you can't, don't be doing that. But if you chuck me a quid each, that's 50 quid a month, mate. That's money that I can use to promote the shows or get marketing materials printed out so I can put them into the orders to bring people to the shows and to me ebooks and stuff. And it's an extra couple of quid, like buying me a takeaway once a month or between you, or buying me, some bottles of Coke or something. Anyway, I'm not going to ask you for money because this is actually going out to people that are already Patreon subscribers. So thank you for doing that, mate. And if you're watching this on Patreon, thank you, and leave a little comment and let me know who actually watches these on there. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Every time, every single time. I haven't ended one of these where it fucking works. I don't know